Good day, owners, and welcome down to the Commission's Cave for this Week 8 wrap-up and a look out into Week 9. Lots in the league this week. We'll go over a few things before we head into the game breakdown. The first thing is the 72 Dolphins took a breather, sigh of relief last night, and cracked open some champagne to continue as the only undefeated team out there in the NFL, as we saw Jethro's Heroes take a loss. Also, Andre Johnson, a wide receiver for Tennessee Titans, got wind that maybe Huey's Hogs was looking to pick him up, so he hastily called a press conference on Monday and declared his retirement from the NFL. So he's out. And I sent out an email on Thursday morning due to a scoring change. If you hadn't seen that or saw, if you were dead over the last few days, didn't notice that happen. In the Huey's Hogs Mac Daddy's game, where there was a half-point win, it looked like, for Huey's Hogs, and the corrections came out quite late. As I say in the email, I always thought overnight Monday, Tuesday morning, the scores were pretty much locked, but we see that overnight Wednesday, Thursday morning, the scores changed as one tackle was taken away from Huey's Hogs starting defensive player. Caused him to lose a point and gave the win to Mac Daddy, which actually did change things. Mac Daddy jumped up in the standings with the win, and Huey's took the bite of the curse, as we were calling it in the house here. The Point Fairy got him, so we'll see how that goes. And probably the best thing I've seen in the NFL in a long time is in Buffalo Patriots game, when this dildo flew out onto the field during the game in the third quarter. Rumor has it it flew out onto the field, and as I like to call it, it was the Roger Goodell bobblehead doll. And if you watch the pictures closely, after it kicked the sideline there, it looks like one of the Bills cheerleaders picks that up, sticks it in their purse, and takes off with it. So pretty interesting time in the NFL there. Anyway, shout out today where you have the Miami Hurricanes jersey on. Commission's heading down to Miami tomorrow night. It's going to take in the Hurricanes taking on the University of Pittsburgh. And then on Sunday, we're going to see Miami Dolphins take on the Jets. So I'll be cheering on Brandon Marshall live at the game. Hopefully squeak out a win here. Anyway, we'll get to that a little later in the show. But right now we'll go to a breakdown here of Week 8. And we'll start with, once again, Battle of the Basement was we had Too Tired taking on Tuscany Mayhem. An early lead by myself was extinguished by Aaron Rodgers as Too Tired took the win at 119 to 109.5. As mentioned, Aaron Rodgers led Too Tired with 41 points, having a pretty good game after about 3 weeks of mediocrity. And while Jonathan Stewart, a running back for me, after bitching about single digits last week, I got 22 points out of that. Mismanaged bench once again by myself, saw me leave 45 points on the bench, and that was led by Howard last night, running back for Chicago. He also got the memo that I wasn't too impressed with my running backs. He put up 31 points. But sat on the bench on mine. Too Tired left 18 on the bench, so didn't stay in the basement very long. Once he got motivation going here, he's got 2 wins in a row and shoots up to a 2-6 record. The Acadian Assassins were nervous at halftime on Monday Night Football as the game was within a point or a half point, but she quickly blew ahead of missing Megatron's Johnson for an easy 166 to a 132.5 victory. The Assassins were led by Big Bortles on Thursday night, who lost the game but put up 40 garbage points for the fantasy owner. And while Tom Brady's 52 points couldn't carry the rest of missing Megatron's team, as he had 2 players put up zeros. Guess he missed that Randall Cobb was the last-minute pull-off before the game for a scratch, so he missed that, and he left 59 points on the bench, so potential to win there for him and move ahead of the basement and ahead of me, but he stays back with myself. Forsy's Fockers were enjoying Mickey's house while Mac Daddy's house took the win at 106 to 125. Just shows that family vacations have no place during fantasy league season, as Forsey is quoted as saying Disney has no Wi-Fi, therefore he started a player, running back, who in the lineup who wasn't even playing. And pretty much that was the cause of his loss. Mac Daddy was led by DeMarco Murray, a Tennessee running back on Thursday night, put up 24 points. Well, Forsey got 35 points from Kirk Cousins from over in London on the loss. 17 points on the bench would have been enough for the win for Forsey. Well, Mac Daddy once again started the wrong quarterback, but it didn't matter in his victory, and he only left 7 points on the bench. If he starts a Beardo there, Fitzpatrick, next week, I'll be down there razzing him in Miami before the game. So I'll give him a smack there for you, Bruce, if you want me to. Luke-ass Kickers fell in the shower curtain and came up bruised and battered with a 106 loss to a 124 for Curtin takes the win. Lucas was led by Michael Crabtree from Oakland wide receiver as he put up 23 points, while still Curtin had the better receiver from the Oakland lineup with Amari Cooper, who put up 40 points. Derek Carr's 50 points wasn't even needed for his victory as he sat on the bench for Steel Curtin. And Lucas only had 8 points left on her bench, so no help there for her in the rack-ups. So good win there for Steel Curtin. Okay, our dog of the week. It features a Beisel, but not the one we would have expected, as Jethro's Heroes fell heavily to Mean Green Machine 121 to 190.5. So Ding Dong, the Witch is Dead. The perfect season is over. It was a nice run though by Jethro. Carson Palmer, the Arizona quarterback, got through halftime jitters. I think he was -2 there for the longest time and put up 33 points for MGM. Well, Drew Brees faltered in his matchup with Seattle and put up like 22 points, which is normal, not 50. And Travis Kleck, the tight end for Kansas City, was his leading scorer with 28 points for Jethro. Neither team left more than a handful of points on the bench, so it was a well-coached game, and MGM just put up a heck of a lot of good points there. So our game of the week. It was another close one. If you're watching that, 119 to 117, Huey's Hogs over Connolly's Crusaders. It was a 1-point game with 2 minutes left. Chicago had the ball and they put up over 400 yards, so Tyler's D took a -2 penalty for points and then dropped them down to the 2 points below, and then they were driving with the ball. He had a defensive player on the field as well as Minnesota's defense, so pick up an interception from Cutler or a sack or anything would have got him the win, but couldn't get it. And then they turned the ball back over to Minnesota with 3-4 seconds left, I believe, and the Crusaders had Kyle Rudolph out on the field, so a pass to him would have got him enough points to the minimum to tie. Anything over 20 yards would have been a win, and if you did see it, they did complete a pass for 21 yards, but not to Kyle Rudolph, so the loss went to Connolly. Was on the texting both of them at the same time, the owners there last night. It was pretty funny, the ups and downs and the nervous jitters of them both. So all done and said, and so Jordy Nelson and Devontae Adams tied for Huey's Hogs best player with 19 points, and Andrew Luck led the Crusaders with 23 points. Jordan Matthews was on the bench. He had enough points to make the difference in this outcome. Hopefully the 2 points will stand up during the week to the points fairy here, and no correction will come, and Huey's Hogs will squeak out a win after last week's heartbreaker of a loss 4 days after the fact. So nice game there. It was a good game to be watching. Okay, our top 5 fantasy football players of the week. So number 5 is Amari Cooper, the Oakland wide receiver, put up 40 points for Steel Curtin.
In the first half, Carr has time, zings one over the middle to Cooper, and Amari Cooper into Tampa Bay territory.
Number 4 was Blake Bortles, quarterback for Tennessee. He put up 40 points for Acadian Assassins.
The full 10 yards to go as Bortles looks to the end zone, and he has the touchdown.
Number 3 was Aaron Rodgers, quarterback, Green Bay. He put up 41 points for 2 touchdowns.
Backfield right now. Rodgers looked at him initially and throws into the end zone, and that is a touchdown for Jordy Nelson.
Kind of see a theme going here. Number 2 is Derek Carr. He's a quarterback for Oakland. He put up 50 points. He sat on the bench for Steel Curtain, but his points weren't needed in his victory. And we got number 1 was the man, jersey I usually wear, Tom Brady, quarterback, New England. He put up 52 points in Megatron Johnson's loss.
Tom Brady threw 315 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 picks. This was Brady's 25th career game with 4 touchdown passes.
No running backs in the top 5, so the top running back this week was Jordan Howard, Chicago, 34 points, sitting on my bench. You're welcome, Too Tired. The top tight end was the Gronk and Tyler Effort. They both put up 31 points. The Gronk sat on Mean Green Machine's team and helped him get the victory. And Tyler Effort sat on Jethro's bench. Defensive player was Star Ledaluli. I have no idea. He's a Carolina defensive tackle. He put up 21 points, and he's a free agent. Defensive team was the Panthers. They put up 20 points. They're also on free agency. And the kicker was Will Lutz for New Orleans. He put up 17 points. He's also a free agent. So some waiver wire action there. Who knows? Standings. We are looking at. Let's just see if I can bring that up. That's just the schedule. We'll take a look at the standings here. We still see Jethro's Heroes leading in the West, and we have Mac Daddy's Madhouse leading in the East. And if we look at the playoff picture as a snapshot of this week, we would see Jethro's Hero at number 1. He would get a bye through. Mac Daddy is number 2. He would get a bye through. And the 2 teams that would play off would be Forces Fockers would take on Mean Green Machine, and Steel Curtain would take on Lucas Kickers. So Lucas has the lowest record in there. She's the 6th team in the top 6. So she's the one everyone is chasing for to get out of there as we come up to our last 6 games of the season. I believe it's 6. Yes. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, last 5 games of the season. What else we have here? Take a look at the upcoming games in Week 9. Last week the commish went 4 for 6 on his picks. ESPN with their predictions also went 4 for 6. So better than the week before that. So Week 9, we've got Mean Green Machine at 5-3. Now it takes on the other Beisel, Too Tired, who sits at 2-6. But Mean Green Machine's team has the Gronk, AJ Green, and Carson Palmer on bye. Too Tired may actually have a legitimate chance to do what his brother couldn't do. And yes, you hear it here, but I'm going to take Too Tired in this matchup between Mean Green Machine and Too Tired. Mac Daddy 6-2 will have his hands full as Jethro 7-1 tries to rebound from his weak loss last week. With Mac Daddy's quarterback woes still a valid concern, I'm going to take Jethro's Heroes for the win in this one. Conley's Crusaders at 4-4 will be in for another tough matchup as he takes on a refreshed Forces Fockers who are 5-3. With his Wi-Fi problems in the past, Fockers are my pick this week for the win. Steel Curtain 6-2 will take on Huey's Hogs, who are set at 3-5. Matt Ryan on Thursday Night Football in Tampa might be enough to hold off the Hogs this week. Can the Hogs squeak off another win? Probably not. I'm going to take Steel Curtain in this matchup. Missing Megatron's Johnson is 1-7. Takes on Lucas Kickers, who sit at 4-4. Being Bradyless is going to hurt, and Cam looks to be back on track. I'm going to take Lucas Kickers in this matchup. That's right, folks. The last matchup we're going to see is Mr. and Mrs. Commish as they battle it off next week as the 1-7 Tuscany Mayhem take on the 4-4 Acadian Assassins. And I've got more buys next week than an LBGT convention. So I actually have 9 people on buys, so a little active on the waiver wire this morning, getting some pickups to fill up my lineup, so at least I'll have a fighting chance against the wife. So the only good news is I won't be leaving a crap load of points on the bench this week due to the fact that my bench will be all on buys. So things here get a little tense between the commission and the assassins, so I'm heading out of town. Gonna go down, as mentioned earlier, see the Dolphins play the Jets and the Hurricanes play the University of Pittsburgh. So the household will be standing when I get back next week. We just let you know that I don't get back from that till Wednesday night, so there will probably not be a report next week. I'll send out an email. I might send you a little shot from the beach, a little blurb, maybe Tuesday morning wrap up before we get into the full swing of enjoying the U.S. election while we're down there. That should be more fun than the football, maybe. Anyway, I'll keep you posted. I'll at least get an email out to you guys from Miami. Maybe check out during the weekend. I'll send you some shots from the tailgating and stuff. See how it's going down there. Anyway, that enough said. And so the wrap up to keep in mind: we got Thursday night football. We got the Falcons at the Bucks. That should actually be a pretty good game. Monday night football. We got Buffalo at the Seahawks. That should also be a pretty good game. No early London game this week, so you can sleep in, get up later, and another load of 6 on bye. So we got the New England Patriots, Arizona Cardinals, Chicago Bears, Cincinnati Bengals, the Houston Texans, and the Washington Redskins are all taking the week off next week, so keep that in mind. And for planning purposes out in the future, now that we're into November, I want to let you know the American Thanksgiving will be in week 12 of our league. That's the second last week of our regular season. And if you haven't caught on over the last few years, some of us owners get together American Thanksgiving, make a day out of it, catch all 3 football games here at the Tuscany's Last Straw Pub. And so Thursday, November the 24th, if you can mark that on your calendar. I think last year we had 8 out of the 12 owners pop by the tavern during the day, and 2 of us put in at least a 12-hour shift as we caught all 3 games and then stayed later to watch some hockey, I believe. So if you can plan to attend, pop in during your lunch break. If you're in that northwest part of the city, pop in after work for dinner for a wobbly pop and some wings. Anyways, somebody will be there throughout the whole day, and we'll be keeping you posted through the Smack Chat as those 3 games get up and underway. We'll talk more about this as it approaches. I know there's at least 3 or 4 owners planning to take the whole day off. Us unemployed will be there for it for sure. So that is it. That is the wrap up of week 8. Have a great week 9. I'll be not thinking of you guys as I sit on the beach in South Beach, and but I will think of you guys during the football game. Take care, have a great week, and look for my email next week, and we'll talk to you in a video format in 2 weeks' time. Take care.